Alright, let's start with a real quick review. Over the last 4 weeks we've learned the G chord. That's with your fourth finger on the first string just behind the third fret. Your third finger on the sixth string just behind the third fret. Your second finger on the fifth string just behind the second fret. That's the G chord, or the number 1 chord in the key of G. Now let's go to the C chord. We got our first finger on the second string just behind the first fret. We got our second finger on the fourth string just behind the second fret. And we've got our third finger on the fifth string just behind the third fret. That makes the C chord, or our 4 chord. Then we learned the D7th chord, which has got your first string finger just behind the first fret on the second string. It's got your second finger on the third string just behind the second fret, and your third finger on the first string just behind the second fret. That's your D7th, or the 5 chord. Now this week we learned a new chord, the A7th. It's pretty simple. It's just got your third finger on the second string just behind the second fret. It's got your second finger on the fourth string just behind the second fret, and that makes an A7th, which will be a 2 chord. G is a 1, C is a 4, D7th is a 5, A7th is a 2.
We're going to give you a close-up of the review from the other previous weeks. And this is the G, C, and the D7th, and here they are. This is the G. This is number 1 in the G scale. We'll put it as number 1, and that's the chord you'll play. And then if we put a 4, it'll be the C. And this is the first 5 strings, and the G was the first 6 strings. And this is the number 5 chord. This is the D7th, and you can use all the first 5 strings for this chord. And the new chord we showed y'all for this week is the A7th. What you're going to do is you're going to take your second finger, place it on the second fret of the 4th string, and then take your third finger and place it on the second fret of the 2nd string. And here you're going to play the first 5 strings as in C and D7th also, and it should sound like this. Now it might take a little practice to get it sounding that good, but just practice it and you'll get it down. Now I'm going to show you the new practice we're going to be doing for this week, which is the number 1, 2, 4, and 5. It might take you a little while to get that down, but just practice. 15 minutes of practice each day. It should be pretty easy, and just remember where it's at, and you can rewind and go back to the part where I show you exactly how it's held. And now we're going to show you the new strum that we showed Justin for this week. And this is when you're going to take on the 1 chord, which is the G, you're going to take the 5th and the 6th strings, and you're going to hit them together, and then you will hit the first 4 strings after that, like these. And whenever you do it, you want it to sound like this. That is a more proper way of strumming. And now we're going to go to the 4 chord and show you that. This is the C chord. This one you'll be hitting the 4th and the 5th string together, and then you'll come down and hit the 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd strings together after that, and it should sound like this. Now for your 5 chord, which is the D7th, you're going to want to also do the same as you did with the C and hit the 5th, with the 4th and the 5th strings together, and then hit the first 3. in the C and the D, do not hit the 6th E string. And it should sound like this for the D7. Now, if you get good enough with that strum and you want to go to the new study, which is the 1 chord, 2 chord, 4 chord, and then 5 chord, for the A, you're going to want to hit the 4th string, the 5th string, and you can maybe even include the 6th string. You don't have to, you can, because it goes along with it. And then you'll hit the first 3 strings, and it should sound like this. And then you'll go to the C, which is the 4, and then the D, which is the 5, and then back to the 1. For me, it sounds a little bit cleaner to do the 4th and the 5th string bass, and then go to the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd after that. But it's basically just preference. You can do 5th and 6th string and then hit the 4. Either way, it's going to be right. So just go ahead and play with that and have fun for this week.
That just about wraps up lesson number 4. Thanks again for letting us serve you on your quest to learning how to play guitar. You know, after a month of being together on these lessons, Justin, James, Josh, and myself, we kind of feel like you're just part of our family. And we'd like to encourage you to take part in the next 12 lessons. Check out our special bonuses down below. You've been a good student, and we'll see you here next week for lesson number 5.